Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Slow Customs. And today's customs will be Hurricane and Etienne. We'll do Etienne first. I know Hurricane is in front, but I really like Etienne, so yeah. Anyway, so here's Etienne. I made him a while back. Well, not a while, but I made him around the same time I finished Kwaku. Sorry, I've actually been saying Kwaku's name wrong. It's Kwaku instead of Kwaku. So, I apologize from before. So, if I ever say Kwaku, I just mean Kwaku. I found that out rewatching Bubba last night. I only watched it because I wanted to pick out everything that was wrong with it and all that. So, yeah. Otherwise, crap movie except for Kwaku. Anyway. So back to Etienne. Now Etienne is from the Great Race. If you guys don't know, you probably do know, but he's a French diesel, French electric diesel, that was entered in the race part of the Great Race. So anyway, let's get into it. We'll start with the front of him here. Now for the front of Etienne, it's quite simple actually. It's just a piece of cardboard that's wrapped over the body. And the body is actually a off-brand engine, but with cardboard wrapped over top of it to give it the curve that you see there. I used the same diesel that I used for Tenet, or Diesel 10, well, at least my version of him. Because I had an extra one laying around, and yeah. Anyway, so I wrapped cardboard around for the sides and all that. Pretty simple. And then I just put cardboard on the front and on the back. Anyway, the face for Etienne is custom face, as I didn't have the Thomas Wood version of him. I originally thought about putting Etienne on hold and getting the official face and pantographs for him, but I ultimately decided to try making the pantographs myself and making the face myself, which actually looks really nice. It's just a little piece of cardboard cut out with a troublesome truck nose that I had recasted that I just cut off and stuck on. Pretty simple. I think it looks really nice, to be honest. Matches his Great Race face pretty well. The windows on him are just painted black. He has, I think, 3 windows on the front of him and the back, but I decided to go with 2 just because it made it look a lot nicer. The buffers for Etienne are white. I didn't have any silver, so I decided to just use white to represent them. He's also got a line that goes along the bottom there. I'll also explain what pantographs are here in a minute. The side for Etienne, pretty simple. Just painted white with the blue and the red stripe. Now, the windows and stuff were kind of a hard part, especially with the round ones, with getting them lined up and all that, so you can see it's a little more of a distance than here. I just kind of winged it and just put them on where I thought. Otherwise, I think it turned out really nice, actually. The doors for Etienne are just black toothpick paint that I used to indent the doors and add the porthole and all that. The handrails are painted in the same gray as the face. Pretty simple. And the grates or vents at the bottom of the windows here turned out actually a lot nicer than I expected. I thought it would turn out a little bit more messy just because it was with a toothpick, and I don't really take into consideration a lot of my lineup things, but otherwise it turned out nice. Here's the back side, or the other side, sorry. I messed up a little bit on the front here as it kind of goes up and then it goes down. I didn't mean for that, but when I tried to cover it up with white paint, it just looked all splotchy and it really didn't look good. So I decided to wipe away the white paint when I tried to fix this and just went with it with the red line. So that's kind of why it looks a little awkward like that, but oh well. Otherwise, this side is actually a lot nicer. Well, without that, but it's really nice, and I think it turned out good. The back of Etienne is pretty simple. I just tried to mimic the front with like the buffers and the windows. Pretty simple. The wheels for Etienne are painted with several coats of red because I really hate when I have to paint wheels on off-brand locomotives because they just don't go on very well, especially with red. But with 2, 3, 4 coats, it goes on really nicely. Well, not really nicely, but it shows up like it does. And honestly, I hate paint wheels in general just because the paint chips whenever I move it around. I mean, obviously wood, but still. Anyway, now we get on to the pantographs. Now, if you don't know what a pantograph is, it's the electrical parts up here on top of most electrical engines. What pantographs do, they carry electricity from the wire that goes above and transfers it into the locomotive engine. So pretty much Etienne can't run without power lines above him. And it's not pantograph, it's pantograph, like pantograph. I found that out for the first time yesterday, and that was kind of fun. It's just kind of a fun word. Anyway, those are scratch-made pantographs, by the way. One of them is a bit bigger than the other. Yeah, the front one's a bit bigger than the back, but you won't really see it too much. And the depth of perception kind of thing helps, especially with camera angles. Yeah, anyway. Oh, real quick. I added his name to the bottom, Etienne. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that is going to be my Etienne. I really like this guy, and yeah. I don't know if he'll appear in many episodes. I think I just kind of wanted to make him just to make him. Anyway, next we have Hurricane. Now, Hurricane is from Journey Beyond Sodor, if you guys don't know, and he is based off of the real-life experimental Decapod locomotive. And the Decapod was a 10-wheel tank engine locomotive, so that's fun. Yeah, anyway, getting into Hurricane, he was made off of the chassis of the Crocodile locomotive, the same Crocodile locomotive that I used for Long Salty a while back, so that's fun. I originally wanted to turn it into the dinosaur car from that one, I think, Season 8 episode with Renius and Scarlovi with that dinosaur, but I ultimately decided to turn it into Hurricane because I could use Hurricane more than a stupid dinosaur car, so yeah, anyway, getting into the production of Hurricane. The main boiler for Hurricane is made up of a glue stick that was cut down to length to allow space for the cab and coal bunker at the back. And it was wrapped in cardboard to give it a little more thickness and to cover the ridges of the glue stick cap. So that worked. The back portion here, it's just another piece of cardboard laid across it to represent the firebox. Now it's a little oversized. I wish I had done it a bit smaller, like maybe cut it to right about there, just so I'd have more boiler room. But overall, it's really not too bad. The cab and coal bunker are just pieces of wood cut off of the off-brand engines. This was from a red off-brand engine, and this was from the Crocodile engine locomotive. It was actually the front section of the Crocodile, so that's fun. And it was obviously off-brand, so yeah. Anyway, he's painted in just a simple brown with red lining. I debated whether giving him a nameplate, and I did really want to, but I just kind of went over how I wanted to do it, and none of the ways that I thought of really worked, so I just decided to not give him a nameplate just for simplicity facts. So, or, yeah. Anyway, well, we'll go over here before we get deep into the lining. The two boilers here, I think both of them are boilers. I could be wrong, but they're both Lego one by one round Lego tile pieces, just stuck on with hot glue. Now I think there's supposed to be a third one on top of the firebox, but with the space that I had, I decided not to add it just for time's sake, I guess. The funnel for Hurricane is just the just a off-brand funnel cut down. Originally, it was a rounded funnel, like it was a small round dowel piece. I figured that looked too ugly, so I decided to replace it with the off-brand one, which is a little big, but oh well. The face for Hurricane is the 2019 Thomas Wood Gordon face. I tried my best not to make it look like Gordon, but that really didn't work. So when I get a take and play Hurricane, I may or may not replace the face with the Gordon. Or I might not replace. Sorry, there we go. I might replace the Gordon face with the Hurricane face. There it is. Yeah. I don't know, but this is pretty much just like a substitute. Otherwise, he's got red buffer beams, pretty simple. The cylinder pieces are just pieces of straw cut up and melted onto him, or well, not melted on, but melted into shape. I debated whether adding them or not, but overall decided to because it's like a standout feature to him. So his cylinder pieces are just there. So yeah. Otherwise, he has a 20 on the back, like he does in the show or the movie, when it should be on another plaque kind of thing. But I decided just to put 20 because I didn't feel like painting a plaque on and then trying to get the small 20 into it. So yeah. The lining for the cabs and front cab look pretty nice, actually. I really like how they came out. It looks quite clean in my book. Here's the other side. This 20 is a little bit more messy. Didn't intend for that, but oh well. So yeah. The coal piece for his bunker is just a cut down Henry piece. It's from the same piece of coal that I took off of Henry's tender that I used for Adams, which I will be making another Ask Adams video after this, maybe. So yeah, I expect one soon. The back of the bunker has lining and a buffer beam, because why not? So yeah. Really like how Hurricane turned out. At first, he looked a little weird with the proportions with the boiler and the cab, but I think it does its job, and it looks nice. It also has a yellow line in there. I took that inspiration from another person who had made a Hurricane, so thanks to you for that. Otherwise, I also painted the wheels red. Same deal, 4 or 5 coats. I actually do still need to do another 2 or something, like with that splotch there, so. One gripe I have about it is I accidentally made it too thick, so now there's a bit of a not overhang, but like outline to his face, which makes his face look small, but I don't know, it does its job. I'll probably replace it once I get a Take and Play Hurricane. Well, not Take and Play, what was that line called? I don't know. It was that one with the weird hooks. So, anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Not much more to talk about him. Otherwise, yeah. Expect another Ask Adam soon. Would have done this yesterday, but I just kind of wasn't motivated, so whoops, I guess. Anyway, Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.